We all know that 7-string guitars sound amazing for metal music, especially like death metal and melodic death metal. But you know, I've gotten a few questions lately on, Jason, what does your 7-string sound like with a clean tone? Oh, you didn't mean that kind of clean. Okay, got it. Now, I'm gonna let you hear 3 different tones here. The first one's gonna be just a straight clean tone. Then we're gonna turn on some of the effects, some chorus and delay, give it that punch there. You'll hear that. And then finally, I'll let you hear what the clean tones on a 7-string guitar sound like in the full mix. That's gonna be really interesting. So guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do that now, ding the little bell. Also, hang around till the end of the video because I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what I'm using to get this clean tone. And of course, I'll touch on the guitar a little as well. Now we're going to spice that tone up just a little bit. I'm going to turn on the delay and a little bit of chorus. So here's what it sounds like with those effects. Now it's time for the exciting part. You're going to hear what 7-string guitars sound like clean in the full mix with bass and drums and everything. Alright guys, so now let's go over the gear I'm using and how I'm getting these clean tones with my 7-string guitar. So first up, let's talk about the guitar real quick. I am using my ESP E2 Horizon FR7. This has been my weapon of choice for almost a year now, and it's also got the EMG 707 pickups. I am using the neck pickup here. That to me just sounds much better on most any guitar for clean tones, just my preference, my opinion. Now, next, I want to talk about how I recorded these tracks, and we'll get to the amp after that, because this is going to be cool. How I recorded the tracks in the full mix, I did 2 rhythm tracks, and I hard panned each one. Now, a lot of times when people record clean guitars, they'll just do 1 clean rhythm guitar, and of course, they may be using stereo chorus, so they'll put a stereo track on, so you get that, that true stereo chorus effect. But those of you who have been following me for a while, thank you. You guys know I record all my rhythm tracks in 2s, and I hard pan each one. So I recorded a clean track, hard panned it to the left, then recorded another clean track and hard panned that to the right. To me, that gives a better and much more full mix, because you have those little discrepancies. If you go back and listen closely, you'll hear some discrepancies, especially if you're listening with headphones, and that just gives it more of an organic sound, because you're not going to play that other track exactly like the first one. So that's just how I record. Little recording tip there, and of course the lead track's up the middle. Now, what did I use for amp? I use Positive Grid's Bias FX, and I'm not really advertising their plugin, guys. I get no kickbacks for this at all. It's just that's a plugin I've been using for quite some time. Now, Bias FX 2 is out. I actually have it. I prefer the original Bias FX. I think Positive Grid, they made some changes, and I'm just not a big fan of Bias FX 2, so I'm just using their original Bias FX. Now, the amp I'm using is, I think it's called Blackface something or another. Let me look at that real quick. Yes, 67 Blackface, and of course this is clearly modeled after one of the Fender amps, which Fender just has that just awesome clean tone. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I want a clean tone, just give me a Fender. I'm happy. I don't really find clean tones with other amps to sound that great. But anyway, so this is modeled after one of the Fender amps, and you can see my settings on here. Now don't look at these and then do the same settings on a real Fender amp, because it's probably going to sound way different. This is a plug-in, but this is what I'm using. Now, I use the default mic and cabinet that comes with this amp. So as soon as you pull it up, whatever mic cab it comes with, that's what I use. I did move the mic around a little bit just to, to my preference. The effects here, I do have a compressor in front of the amp. That gives it a little bit of boost, because this specific amp and some of your clean amp plugins are going to be a little bit lower in volume. So you either have to crank your track up or get some more volume out of the plugin itself with a compressor or whatever booster you want to use. And I also have an effects chain at the end. I don't use all these, but for the full mix, I did have the reverb, a little bit of delay, and some chorus on that amp. And for the lead track, I think I actually turned the chorus off, because sometimes that hinders from cutting through the mix when you want that those single notes, that one single guitar just cutting through everything. So guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this 7-string clean tone, and let me know if you have any questions on how I set this up. Also, don't forget to check the links in the YouTube description. I've got links to my albums. Actually, I'm giving away some free music. I'm always giving away free stuff, so go to the description and check my links out there. Guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. Until the next one, as always, keep it metal, or keep it clean.
They sent me back, they created me to destroy you. Everything you built, sabotage your work, eradicate.